Hello and welcome. I'm Anna the Wolfe, a storyteller, and I'm so glad you've joined me this evening, where we just came in from a rather long walk. You and I decided in the beautiful golden hour that it was the perfect time to go for a walk through the fields. And so we took a path up onto a canal that just skirted the edge of a field. And as we were walking along, all of the creatures that were somewhere between day and night started to come out. We heard bat go by, squeaking along, and we saw a skunk ambling along the shore bank of the canal. And then we heard Coyote. And Coyote was walking along, and he had a couple of his pack members with him. And he was just saying, you know, I'm not really sure what to do. And so we decided to follow Coyote along and try to figure out what he was having a problem figuring out what to do. And the other pack members were just trying to listen as best as they could as Coyote continued saying, I don't really know what to do. I think that, you know, I've tried being a tracker, and I've tried being a den maker, and I've tried, just about all the different pack roles, and I'm not sure what to do next. I mean, the last thing I did, I was a potter, and that was so fun. I made very small figurines down by the pond, and that, I thought that was my calling. Really, I did. But now I'm feeling like there's something else that's just pulling at me, and I'm not sure what it is. And that's when the other coyotes got together and said, you know what you really need to do is you need to go out into the meadow and wait until the spiders come to you. And when the spiders come to you, that's normally when the solutions will arrive as well. And so Coyote started off through the meadow, and you could see him wading through the grass out into the middle of the meadow. And you followed along, and the beautiful sunlight as it was dipping low on the horizon made the tips of the grass all glow golden and pinks and just beautiful shades of the sunset. And you waded further and further into the swaying grass. And that's when you noticed there were little golden threads attached to the tops of the grass. And the further into the meadow you got, the more of these ribbons of gold that were just streaming across the meadow became apparent. And eventually you were out very deep into the meadow where you could no longer see the canal or the other coyotes or anyone other than the coyote that was ahead of you. And that's when you heard all the little excited voices calling out, Coyote, Coyote, Coyote. And Coyote stopped and looked around and said, are spiders? Spiders, are you here? I was told to come to the middle of the meadow, and I don't see you anywhere. I'm already feeling pretty lost, but I can't see you. And they said, no, look with everything that you have. And so Coyote turned very slowly around and said, all I see are little shimmering gold lights, these beautiful streamers everywhere. Is there a party going on out here? And the spider said, no, that's us. We're wind spiders. We're on tiny silken threads attached to each blade of grass. And we're the smallest little spiders. You really have to look for us. So Coyote narrowed their eye and really looked and saw that it was true. Attached to each golden thread, there was a very small spider. And as the gentle breeze went through, all of the spider's webs would wave across the meadow, and it was beautiful. It looked like an orchestrated dance shimmering in the sunlight as it was setting. And Coyote said, I was told that you spiders had the answers of what I'm supposed to do next. Is that true? And the spider said, yeah, that's true. Each one of these threads that we're attached to is a different possibility. And Coyote turned around and the entire field was illuminated with gold threads. And each spider was anxiously holding its feet up and pulling towards Coyote. Come here, choose me, choose me. And Coyote said, I don't know how to choose. You're all so perfect. How would I know which one of you is meant for me? And just then, a gentle breeze started to circle the meadow, and all of the spiders were swaying and dancing in the breeze, and some of the webs pulled backwards, and one of them blew forward and landed right on the tip of Coyote's nose. And Coyote said, there you are. You've come to me. And the little spider danced a little dance on Coyote's nose and said, I've been waiting for you. I knew you'd come for me. Please, snip my thread. And so Coyote did. She took her claw and just kind of snipped the end of the thread that held the spider to a blade of grass. And on the next gust that came by, Coyote watched as the web took off like a sail in the wind, and the little spider blew with that thread off on the breeze, and it was Coyote's destiny. Of all of the little spiders in the meadow, this particular one was chosen, not just by Coyote, but also by the wind. And off she went. And Coyote knew for certain that she was now on the right path. I hope that this tale finds you deep in a meadow full of possibilities, and that you allow for all of the gentle winds that surround you to guide you home. And I thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that we'll meet together again for the next story. Thank you so much. Goodbye.